So here we are again, week 3, and this week the title is Journey Through the Wall, and it's quite a tricky one this week. But I want to thank you first of all, because I've had lots of little stories back of how people have been really up for going to those places to talk about things that have happened in the past or in their families, and that takes a lot of courage. So well done, because I know that that's quite a tricky thing to do. And if you've already done that in your group last week or the week before, then this week is just really building on that. So it probably isn't going to go any deeper than that in many ways. But it is tough, because what we're looking at, or what we're being asked to look at this week, is those times when those earthquake events happen in your life that you talked about last week. When they happen, what happens to your relationship with God in those times? And the way in which, as we journey through faith, we seem to come into faith and everything is really exciting. We're aware of God. It's a life-changing moment. And then we learn what it means to be a disciple, and we perhaps learn what it means to read our Bibles and go to a course and to learn things, come along on Sundays. Then we learn what it means to serve and to get to know some people and find community. And then these things happen. And when they happen, we're left with so many questions. And in those moments, Pete Cesaro describes it as a crisis that turns your world upside down. And we discover for the first time that maybe it feels like a dark time. Where is God in these moments? And we're all going to face those sorts of times, those sorts of questions. And this week is about what happens for you when those go on. I know that for me, probably the biggest time I first hit a wall, and I don't think it is just one, I think there are a number of times through your life, but for me the biggest time that I first hit the wall was when I was about 28, and I had a phone call late one Saturday evening to say that my mum had suddenly died. No warning, no preparation, incredible shock for the whole family. She died of a blood clot moving to the heart, and it was like 1 minute she'd been there and the next minute she wasn't. None of us were with her. My dad wasn't with her, and it was incredibly shocking. And in those weeks that followed, you have that mixture of numbness that goes with all of that, which you might be able to relate to. And then you have all those questions as a Christian. God, where were you? God, why did that happen? And these questions of faith that are big, big questions for us in these earthquake moments. It's described by one writer many hundreds of years ago as the dark night of the soul. And these really are wrestling times. And that was in November. And then at the Christmas following, I'd found out in a few weeks running up to Christmas that I was pregnant, I was expecting, and for us it seemed just a brilliant bit of celebratory news to tell to the whole family, because we were gathering for that first Christmas after Mum had died, and so on Christmas Day we announced it, and it was just really lovely moment of being able to celebrate new life after everything that we'd gone through. And then 8 weeks after that, I discovered that I'd lost the baby, and I had a miscarriage, and then again it was just like this whole thing opened up of incredible numbness and questioning, and that questioning went on for quite a long time. God, why has this happened? One thing after another. God, what is going on in all of this? And I remember wrestling with all of that, and that is exactly the sorts of things that we're looking at with the wall. And finally coming to a place of going, do you know what? What I do know throughout all of this, God, is that you're with me. And whatever questions I have to learn to let go. And I have to learn to let go of that need to know why all the time. And to let go of the need to be in control all the time, because we know we're not. We know stuff happens. And we know that we're in a battle, and in the battle there are casualties, and it's hard to understand, and it's hard to not know the answers, but there is a mystery of God, and there is there is a place that we can find where we can let go of all of that, and we can find comfort, and we can find rest, and we can find a really much, much deeper understanding of knowing that whatever happens, God is with me. And that was what I learnt through that. And there have been other times since, because there isn't ever just one earthquake moment. But what we can learn through it is that God is with us. He's with us in everything. And so these are some of the things, and I know they're difficult, but I really want to encourage you to go there, because it is so freeing to be able to talk about these things and to be able to find those places. So I want to encourage you to just feel that you can go there, and you can find those things that you might share between you as well that you didn't really realise that you did, that common ground that you actually have between you, and ways that you can support each other, and ways that you can show to others that incredible love that God has for us, particularly in these really dark and difficult times. So have a good evening. I know that might seem quite a strange thing to say, but have a good evening, and do keep letting us know feedback, what's going on, because really want to thank you for all that we're hearing about what God is doing, and how a significant time this is.